Greetings, Ricky P. This is Peter Jason Helfrich, all lowercase, of course. I just wanted to give you an insight on the 8/8/2024 portal event at the top of Mount Shasta in California, the home of the Lemurians and the city of Telos. So, numerous people in the area, acquaintances at the park and whatnot, kept asking me, "Hey, Peter, you going to the 8/8/2024 portal event up at the top of the mountain?" And I said, "Nah, I can't walk all the way up there. And, oh, we'll give you a ride or whatever." And I was, "Well, I'll think about it." So after the third individual asked me, I said, "Well, there you have it. I guess I got to go now." So now I've got a ride up there, which was great. And so I'm up there. We're hanging out. We're just smoking weed and whatnot. And I did some DMT the night before, and then the day of the event, I I ended up getting one hit of Dead Show LSD, one hit of more than one hit, but of the gel. So I took those, and then I ate a bunch of mushrooms too. And the frequency in my chest, in my heart, was just emanating like joy and love, and the energy coming out of me was positive. Forgive me, I'm in my tent right now, and I was cooking, and my eyes are watering from the smoke. I was grilling in here, but anyways, I'm gonna open this up to get some air. So shortly around sundown, and shortly thereafter, I started to notice this outline, this kind of like glowing luminescence off in the distance. And I just had this feeling that something was up. I had this intuition. So I went to this this guided meditation, and there was all these women, mostly women there, and some of them were singing like this sorrowful song together in unison, in harmony, and the energy was like there was sorrow, there was love, and joy, and everything all mixed together. But I could feel this energy in me, and as we were doing this meditation, I just felt like we all put our change into the hat. We put our energy into it. And then all of a sudden, the veil lifted between the third and the fifth dimension. And I'm looking up at the sky, and I think I'm seeing stars at first, because there were so many of them, Ricky. There were so many of them, bro, that I thought I was seeing just stars. And then all of a sudden, they're all flying around as the whole sky was filled with ships, Ricky. And that wasn't even enough, because in and around the area, the perimeter, orbs were just appearing like womp, 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 womp all around, like a 360-degree like circle around us. Womp, 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 womp. I turn around, and one of my friends that I just made over there, Steve, was right behind me, and I almost kind of got startled. I'm like, "Oh, man, how the?" I just turn around and you're there, and he's like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "Yeah, the Lemurians are here." And so I go to some other people, I was like, hey, you know, I've been tripping on shrooms and LSD and smoking some weed. Like, are you seeing what I've seen? And they're saying, yeah, the Lemurians are here. And I'm like, whoa, you know? So I'd like to tell you more about my story, but I can tell you right now, see that? I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, long story short, Ricky, I've been chosen and invited to live in Telos. But the problem is, well, of course, you can't you can't smoke weed, you can't do any, no drinking, none of that stuff, right? So okay, that's cool. But then raising the vibration so that my anger doesn't get out. I've got that Anakin Skywalker propensity, and I'm on this line between Luke Skywalker and Anakin because I'm constantly being bombarded by these Agent Smith archons in this matrix, and they're constantly picking my metaphorical scabs, pushing my buttons, trying to pop my circuit breaker. And I've been a warrior, literal warrior, for so many incarnations, right? It's in my DNA, man. It's in my DNA to, like, the somebody's fronting, it's on like Donkey Kong. And there was a time and a place for it in the past. But I'm trying to change, Ricky, but it's so damn hard, brother, when we're chosen ones and then we're constantly getting Agent Smith from like every corner. Like a PS5 game. So how do I maintain that 5D frequency and composure while these archonic Agent Smith devil worshiping motherfuckers want to play clown games because they love it? I got some people playing games with me. Somebody ripped me off on a school bus and they're gaslighting me, like rubbing it in my face that they fucked me. You know what I mean? And they're talking they're texting me and all this shit. And I don't have a driver's license or a vehicle, thanks to them partly. And they think, well, they're 3 hours away, and they don't know I'm that kind of guy. And I got friends in low places. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying, Ricky. I'm trying, but it's hard. So how do I level up so that I'm just 5D, right? And all these clowns, if they piss on my shoes, I don't bust out with the lightsaber and cut them into 10 pieces in a millisecond. You know what I mean? Any advice you could give, I'd appreciate. But I would like to tell you more about my journey from Spencerport, New York, all the way here over the past 14 years and what it's entailed, because I had some visions of events, one of them being the scamdemic, the COVID hoax, but other things too. One of the ones when I was in prison, once again for self-defense, which doesn't exist in Nevada anymore. I was on the top bunk, and I was in the vision. I was at this gathering, and there was a table, and it was this, like, if you ever remember the sea monkey tanks, or the sea monkeys, it looked something like that, only it was all clear, and it was half full of some liquid. And somebody said, "Hey, you should take a hit off this because it'll clear up your respiration." So I did like a gravity bong hit of this, and the vapor came up, and I staggered backwards and fell like boom. And then I astral projected from where I was there to somewhere else, and there's this beautiful woman. She had red hair. She was gorgeous. And I was like, "Where am I?" And she goes, "You're in the seventh heaven." And I said, "All right, I got one question for you. Are the forces of evil creating chaos, death, and destruction upon the 3D Earth matrix going to be destroyed?" She smiled and said, "Yes, very soon." I was like, "Cool, great." She said, "Well, you have to go now. You can't stay here." I said, "Well, I don't like it there. I don't want to go back there. I never wanted to be there in the first place. I've regretted it ever since the day I popped out the pussy hole. I don't want to." And so she's like, "Well, you got to go. You can't stay here anymore. You have to go back." So I turn around to run away because I'm like, "No, I'm dipping. Like, I'm looking for a door. I'm looking for a portal, an elevator, something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm staying. I ain't, the seventh heaven, bro. For real. Like, you should have seen it. Like, you wouldn't believe it was yeah, that's where it's at, let me tell you. The seven. Anyways, so I go to turn around. Next thing you know, I'm dematerializing like some Star Trek beam me back down, Scotty shit. And then next thing you know, I snap back into my body so hard that I jumped up and almost fell off the top bunk. That's just one instance. But I know that was real. I know that I went there because later on, a a chaplain ran into me on a mountain in Vegas, and when I talked about the Nag Hammadi scriptures and how I wanted to read it and get a copy, he said, "Well, I something told me 2 weeks ago to buy it, and it's in the back of my truck." And I said, "Man, get the fuck out of here. Nobody carries the motherfucking Nag Hammadi scriptures around in the back of their truck. Let me tell you." He goes, "Oh, I do." And he gave it to me, brand new. He hadn't even read it. And they specifically talk about the seventh heaven. And they talk about Yaldabaoth and Sophia and all that. You probably already know. But yes, very soon. Over and out. This is Jedi in Training, all lowercase. Don't forget the full colon, Peter Jason, full colon Helfrich. Signing off. May the force be with you always, brother. And I'd like to collaborate, maybe, if we could. Thanks.